Hello, everybody. This is Perchermek, and welcome to my YouTube channel and my podcast at the same time. As you know, I have started interviewing people that I find inspirational, that I know closely as well. And today's guest is one of these people, Youcef Mazouz, and he's a friend that I have met in Eskişehir in Turkey. He's originally from Algeria. However, he lives in Turkey for a while now, and I was his guest on my cat surfing trip in Eskişehir. Even though we spent little time, we connected a lot, and he was also someone that I was inspired from. So first of all, I would like to say hello, Yusuf. How are you?
Hello, Persian. Hello, everybody who's watching this podcast. Doing good. Thank you so much for the question and for everything, for the lovely presentation.
Yeah, as I say it from my heart. So it's good to have you here, Yusuf. And
Thank you. Thank you.
today's topic, just to give a little intro to our audiences, will be about speaking and learning several languages because you are a person that speaks a lot of different languages despite your young age. And I know a lot of people want to learn a lot of languages, generally starting with English, but also some common languages like French, German, Spanish, but also some uncommon languages. So, and from what I know, you speak English very fluently. Well, and you're a native French speaker as well as an Arabic speaker, and you speak some other languages as well, which I will ask in a moment. But before we start with everything, I would like to ask you to very shortly, to introduce yourself, like where you come from, what do you do, the languages you speak.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so hello, everybody. My name is Youcef, just like Persian introduced me. Originally from Algeria, where I was born and raised, from primary school to university. And I studied pharmacy at the university. I graduated in 2019. And then I decided to travel the world and come into Turkey. So Turkey was an interesting place to visit and to live. So I'm living here for 1 year so far, and I'm looking forward to live for a longer time because I believe it's really good destination for a living and also as a tourist. So I do speak Arabic and French as a native, and also English, which I started to learn in the middle school, but also it's not, it wasn't sufficient for me. So I decided to put some extra effort into that. And yeah, with time, results came. So yeah, this is basically like short introduction.
All right, thank you. Just to recap, so you're a native Arabic and French speaker, and you speak English fluently. What are the other
Yes.
languages that you speak? Can you recap again?
Yes. By extension, I learned Spanish because Spanish and French are, Latin languages. So that was really an interesting language for me. So I learned some of it. I do speak Spanish and now Turkish. So it's mainly 5 languages so far.
All right. And what other languages do you plan to learn or improve? I know you want to improve your German.
Absolutely. Yeah. My German and also Russian.
Russian.
So yeah.
All right, fantastic. So at the end of the day, you want to be able to speak 7 languages in a good level, right?
Exactly. Yes.
All right. So I want to ask you, like, as Turkish people, we grow up with one language. Like, we don't grow up bilingual unless we have one of our parents is they're from somewhere else. But we grow up with Turkish. We start having English at school after a certain age. Again, unless we have really aware parents that realize the importance of this. So we don't grow up bilingual. But I know in your case, most of Algerian people, they grow up bilingual, which is Arabic and French at the same time. So first of all, I would like to ask you if being bilingual helped you to learn other languages. And do you think if a person is not bilingual, is it still possible for them to learn other languages in a
Okay.
structured and easy manner?
Yeah. Well, being bilingual is really a good process for later learning processes because when you are able to speak in 2 languages, then you are seeing the world in two different perspectives, right? Because the language really constructs such a perception into your mind. So I believe that once you master a second language, then the third and the fourth, and so far, etc., languages, then it's going to be easy and easy. And I believe that if you truly have a passion about learning a language, then you can learn it within a short timeline, and there will be no obstacles in your path, because it's coming from your own motivation and determination.
That's a good point. I mean, I can say myself as an example. I grew up with one language, but then I learned English by my own effort. And then right now I speak 6 languages as well. Not as good as English, obviously, but still enough to get by. But yes, I also agree that being bilingual helps with the way that the mind works, and it makes you more open to different languages, because a lot of different languages are similar in a lot of different ways, right? But
Mhm.
after French and Arabic, you learned English. Am I correct, you said?
Yes, yes. So
And
after Arabic and French, I learned English. I remember when I was around 12, 13 years old, I was questioning about the utility of the languages that we already know. And I found out that English is really like the language of the world. It's the language of science, economy, education. So I decided from that time to put extra effort into learning English, which it was a good deal and good investment in myself. So I started to try to get some friends from native countries and connect with them, talk with them, and also I enrolled in some language courses to enhance my grammar and vocabulary uh, in that language. So yeah, I believe that passion, and just like there is a quote that I truly adore. It is by the Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Gustav Jung. He said, "He who has a why can bear any how." So if you have a why you want to learn the language, then you can easily acquire it, right?
exactly. I like that quote as well. With the why, every how is possible. And especially in
True.
today's world, I guess it's very easy for us to reach the how part, like how to learn a language. There are thousands of applications, websites, online courses, offline courses, so many possibilities. You don't even need money to do that anymore. But without
That's
the
true.
why, it doesn't work. That's why a lot of people, even though they want, on a conscious level at least, they want to learn a language, they don't. Not they can't,
Yes.
but they don't, right?
That's true. That's very true. And yeah, I mean, it should be correct from the beginning, because I know some people, they just want to learn another language in order to impress other people, which I mean, it's it's not working this way. I mean, you should have a solid why do you want to learn this language in order to truly master the language. You should build it on a strong, pillar.
Yeah. And your why for English was similar to mine, actually, that you saw that this language is used all around the world. So, in order to be able to communicate with the rest of the world, you had to learn English, right?
That's true. That's very true.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And what was your how when it came to learning English? How did you start, and what made you such an advanced English speaker, you said? What methodologies or what ways?
Okay, yeah. Well, actually, there is a technique that I adopted at the time, which is to immerse myself into the culture of the countries that speak English. Okay, so I try to surround my environment with everything in English. So, for example, in my room, I started to write things in English and stick them to the right place, and also try to listen to English every time, and also at the same time trying to speak it. Okay, so I try to imitate, because when we were born, we were exposed to the language by our parents, the environment. So the first process is listening, and then you try to imitate, you try to speak and spell the words. And this is how it all began. So I tried to immerse myself into American and British cultures. I watched documentaries, movies in English, even if in the early stages was really hard for me because I didn't understand like the general idea, but I could pick up some words and try to memorize them. And this is how it works. You try to keep on. I never give up about the learning process. And maybe it's going to be a little bit frustrating in the beginning, but you should be patient about it. You should always keep in mind the result is coming if you keep on, with the learning process.
I think you said a very good sentence there as well, that you, apart from learning the technical aspects of the language, which is important, you also immerse yourself into the culture of it, such as I'm sure you watched like BBC for the British culture, and some American outlets, some cartoons, some documentaries, some whatever. And now it's much easier with all the Netflix and YouTube, of course. So once you did that, you do not only learn the technical aspects of the language, but you understand the soul and the spirit of the language, right?
Exactly. Because if you want to understand a culture, you need to master the language, and vice versa. If you know how the culture is based, then it's somehow summarized in the language of the country.
Yeah, definitely, very good point. And how does one become a polyglot? You are very close to becoming a polyglot. I think technically, if you speak more than 6 languages, you're a polyglot. So you're almost a polyglot. So how do you plan to become a polyglot, and how does one become a polyglot? What do you think?
Okay, so just like I said before, you should have a big why, all right, for learning the language, and also selecting carefully which language do you want next for the learning process. So I think I am interested to learn German and Russian languages. So I should somehow have a reason why I want to learn these languages. And basically the answer is because I want to go there somewhere and maybe live some period of time out there. So this might be a solid reason for me why I should learn them. And I believe that being a polyglot is somehow easy the way you carry out the learning process, because once you are learning a new language, additional language, I think it's gonna be really efficient if you try to link this language with the languages that you acquired before, not just to your native languages. All right, so this is helping to stratify the language into your mind and make it as fluent as it should be for a good communication.
Yeah, for me, it was easier to learn other languages once I started learning a second and a third language, because first I understood how a language structure works. Even though there are differences, structures are more or less similar. And also my self-confidence was there, and I saw that I could do it. So I didn't see any reason why I wouldn't do it for a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time. So yeah, I think that's a good point as well. And when it comes to your German and Russian, what do you plan to do, Youcef? What are your plans on that? You want to improve, but how do you plan to improve them?
So the same techniques actually. For example, these days I'm watching TV series and movies in German language, and also some applications are really helpful on your phones that you can download easily. Also, I have some German friends, so I try to, whenever I get in contact with them, I try to speak to them in German. And yeah, just you have to push yourself to the next level. You try to get out of your comfort zone each time, and this is how you enlarge your understanding and also your ability to speak the language that you are looking for. Basically. So, yeah.
And just to give an idea to the audience about the tools that you use, you said you watch German series. Do you do it through Netflix or another platform?
Yeah, Netflix.
Which series are you watching right now?
Right now, Biohackers.
On Netflix. That's a German series.
Yes, it's German. So it's new one, I think 2019. Yeah. Also, there is Dark in German. So
German
maybe you can check it out. Yeah. Yeah, for Russian, I didn't begin yet, but I am intending to do the same technique.
Yeah, I can recommend some for Russian in Netflix. There's I guess the first one I watched was Better Than Us. There's one, and there's the Life of Trotsky. It's just Trotsky. It's not the life of Trotsky, but Trotsky, a former Soviet leader. And I watched a few more. Sparta I watched. But basically what I would also recommend to people, just write Russian series in Netflix, the German series in wherever, Amazon Prime, whatever they use. So that would be good. And I also watch YouTube podcasts, like I listen to them.
Yeah.
And about the application that you use to improve your German, which applications or application do you use, Youcef?
Duolingo. And well, actually, I use primarily this application, but also I use some websites. Yeah, online. Yeah.
All right.
This is how you.
Yeah, Duolingo is one of the most known ones. I use Memrise, something similar. I like it actually because you can also hear it from the locals repeating sentences and words.
That's true.
All right, fantastic. And before we come close to the ending, we have to believe that you actually speak all these languages. So we have to test you, Youcef.
Reality time.
Yeah, well, reality check. What if you're lying? How do we know? So first of all, I will direct you, of course. I mean, not with Arabic. That's a language that I don't speak. But first of all, please tell us a few sentences in Arabic, and then tell us what you said, and then we will continue.
Okay, so yeah, السلام عليكم. واش راكم لاباس بخير؟ جيسبر تكونوا لاباس كيما راكم ان شاء الله. Okay, so that was basically in Algerian Arabic. I said hello, hi, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. Okay, so yeah, well, Algerian Arabic, it's actually an exception. Okay, so because it's not pure Arabic, it's not it's a mixture of Arabic, French, and Berber. So
yeah, I know that mainland, like the main Arab parts, the high Arab speakers, they don't understand Algerian, but you understand Arab speakers, from what I know. Do you speak high Arab?
Yes, اللغة الفصحى. Yeah.
Can you say a few things in high Arab?
In academic Arabic, you mean?
I mean, yeah, the one that they speak in Palestine, Jordan, Egypt, that part.
Okay. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's in Arabic it's called al-lugha al-fusha, which means it's like academic language. It's not like street or dialect. It's the official language of all the 22 Arab countries. Okay. So yeah. السلام عليكم إخواني كيف حالكم؟ أتمنى أن تكونوا بخير. تحياتي لكم من تركيا أخوكم يوسف من الجزائر. So yeah, basically I said hello, salamu alaikum. I am Youcef from Algeria, and I'm saying hi to you from Turkey.
Yeah, fantastic. So, at the end, you said something with Algeria, because we also say Jazair to Algeria. That I understood.
Yes.
All right. Fantastic. Right, now let's hear your French, Monsieur Youcef. Dis-moi quelque chose en français, s'il vous plaît.
Oui, tout à fait normal. Donc, maintenant, pour le moment, je suis en train de lire un livre qui s'appelle plutôt Un fond de vérité. Oui, c'est un livre d'un Polonais. Vraiment, c'est un livre très, très, très intéressant. Je le recommande pour tout le monde qui est intéressé par les romans policiers. Donc, voilà. Le livre s'appelle Un fond de vérité.
Fantastic. So please tell what you said for our non-French speaking audience.
Yes. Okay, so there is a book, a novel by a Polish author. It's called Un fond de vérité. Okay. So I'm reading this book currently, and I do recommend it for the audience. It's really good one for enhancing your French.
Okay. I think it's translated to finally to the truth. Is that correct in English?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay. So we believe you now that you speak Arabic and French and English, obviously. What about your Spanish? Puedes decir algo en español, mi amigo.
Sí, amigo, sí. Hablando español.
Sí, lo sé, lo sé.
Sí. Yo hablo español.
Sí.
Sí. Yo creo que el idioma española es una muy, muy importante en todo el mundo, porque la lengua española es más utilizado en América Latina, en España, en partes del norte de África, por ejemplo, en Argelia o Marruecos. Sí, la lengua española es
Importante.
¿Cómo decir? Sí, importante, sí.
Muy bien, muy bien Youcef. Türkçe biliyorsun sanırım.
Evet, az konuşuyorum ama yani ben şimdi öğreniyorum. Yani pratik lazım ve yani gramerler istiyorum. Çünkü yani Türkçe. Okay, this is the limit. Bu kadar Türkçe konuşuyorum. Çünkü this is the limit of my Turkish so far. But I'm trying to enhance it within a short period of time, inshallah.
So yeah, you will improve it day by day.
Yes, yeah.
Fantastic, great. Okay, and in the next podcast, we will also hopefully speak German and Russian, right?
Yes, hopefully. Yes, hopefully. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
Dear viewers, here you have young Youcef that speaks a lot of languages, is a true world citizen that you can get inspired a lot from. Youcef, by the way, for the people who would like to follow you, where they can follow you?
On Instagram or on Facebook. Yeah. So I would love to share my Instagram and Facebook accounts in the description box.
Yes.
Okay.
We will put your accounts in that description box, but can you also say it right now? We will write it anyways.
Yes. Instagram is Goemaz05. Okay. Goemaz05. This is for Instagram. For Facebook, it's Youcef Mazouz. It's spelled Youcef Mazouz. This is on WhatsApp. On Facebook.
Fantastic. So if you would like to interact with Youcef, see if he's doing the things that he says and putting them in practice, which he does, I know, and get more inspired from him, maybe even to communicate with him, you can add him on the social media accounts, and I'm sure he would be happy to share his experience with you further.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had limited time here. I know you have much, much more to say, but this has been very efficient and very inspirational. Thank you very much. Do you have anything else that you would like to add or say before we finalize, Youcef?
Yeah, sure. I would love to address and express my thoughts to the people who are looking forward to enhance their learning process. Just do not be frustrated in the beginning, because if you let go, or if you give up in the first stages of learning the language, then you will no longer be able to learn any language. So you need to keep on every time and try to maximize your immersion to the language, and try to keep your motivation on every time. So this is basically my advice for young learners, of course.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Youcef, once again.
Yeah,
That's been inspirational for me as well, and I'm sure it will be for the audience. So, dear viewers, Youcef Mazouz was with us about learning several languages, how to become a polyglot. Thank you very much, Youcef, and I'll see you in another video or podcast. Thank you very much, brother.
Thank you. Yes, you too. Thank you.
Bye.